Hi, how's it going? I'm Lennan. Thanks for wandering by. So I have mystery bags here for you today, and I'm going to get to it right away. I don't think that I've ever shown you these bags before. I know I haven't shown you this one because it's brand new. I'm not sure if I've shown you these before, so you might not know what's in it. So it is truly a mystery, but I won't belabor the point too long. I'm really excited to do a side of these three decks. So let's go ahead and just get into it. This deck is in the middle, is my copy, my trimmed Thoth. So this is like a makeup bag or something. Anyway, this is my trimmed Thoth. I edged it in brown. I did like a little teeny micro board, and it didn't work out on every single one, but I don't want to, obviously show. We're going to go through this deck because we're going to do this side by side. So I'm just going to put this right here. And I love my Thoth. And these two decks were created by my friend Lennan Smith. So Lennan Smith is a tarot tuber, and I'll link to her channel below if for whatever reason you haven't seen Lennan's channel, and I'll also link where you can get her her decks. She's a lover of the Thoth tarot. I am a lover of the Thoth tarot, and I just feel like Lennan speaks in a tarot language, and and a language about other things as well, but she speaks in a tarot language that I just get it. Like, I just get it. And I feel like with her work especially, it just makes perfect sense to me. It speaks to me. Like this deck over here, so this is the first deck of Lennan's that I got. This is a bag made by Don Michelle though. So Don Michelle made this bag, but this is the Wild Essence Thoth, and I have shown this deck lots and lots of times on my channel. In fact, it made like the top 10 or something of the decks that I used last year. It's one of my top indie decks. Like, this is one of my favorite decks, and I say it the same way every single time, but and I'm excited to look at it with these. But the Wild Essence Thoth is really like this essence, or this like examination into this like very, because these are photos, and I mean some of them are a little bit abstract, but for the most part these are photos and nature, and there's very few people, there's animals. It's like this realistic examination into humanity. And I've done I made up a spread to use with the OG Thoth and the Wild Essence Thoth, where we did my fantasy versus my reality, and it's just beautiful to work with it that way. But like, she has this way of like zooming into this like microcosm of humanity, and kind of reaching into the essence of the meaning of the card, and also being able to zoom out and like show this like sort of big picture of it as well. And so I just absolutely love the choice that she made. I love photo decks too, and so Wild Essence Thoth is just one of my faves. Okay, and so here's the story behind this deck, which I'm not sure yet whether she's named it. She has two different names for it, I think, floating around. Lennan, she posted a video of a deck that she created after this one, and it's more of an RWS influenced deck, I think, and it's the Marble Statue, or the Statue deck. And it's a really cool, like, I don't have that one yet. I kind of tend to like the more Thothy stuff from Lennan. But anyway, I mean, it's a really cool deck, and it's the statues. And when I was watching her do a walkthrough of her statue deck, I was like, oh, I want her to do something with Thoth. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a wallpaper or a design or an abstract kind of Thoth? And I messaged her, and or I left a comment, and then we just got to talking Oh, I left her a comment about it. And then I guess I got in her head and she made this deck. And then she let me know about it and she sent me a coffee. And well, we traded for a coffee. But anyway, we've been talking about it and I'm like so excited because she's created a deck and it comes in this velvet bag. So like if you order it from Make Playing Cards is where her 2 decks are, or where all of her decks are actually. So here are the backs, and this one's in a linen. This is like a regular Make Playing Cards finish. I don't know, what do you call that? Glossy? Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I'll send you the links where Lennan describes all that kind of stuff. But this is a linen finish. And so she created a deck that is what she's calling either the abstract Thoth or quintessential Thoth. Because I think I made a joke to her and I said, oh my God, like this one is the essence of the essence of. This is a wild essence and this is the essence of the, the essence of. So I just thought that was, kind of funny. But she's naming it either the quintessential Thoth or the abstract Thoth. And I'm not sure that she's landed on that yet. Also, because I'm going to do this side by side, but also in the quintessential Thoth, when you get it, are these bonus cards, and it's the 12 zodiac signs based upon Crowley's description of them. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, we're in Leo season right now, that's awesome, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Like, I'm so stoked about these 2 because I am, I'm doing a little thing called the Deck and Walk, Deck and Walk 2023. And these are going to be like, they're going to definitely be out on the altar. I can put the Leo one out right now. We can definitely, I can definitely use these for that and much, much more. So I'm like really, really excited that there's those bonus cards in there. And okay, so we have our OG Thoth, we have our Wild Essence Thoth, and we have our quintessential, I think that's what I'm calling it, the quintessential Thoth. And we're going to go through these cards side by side. And I hope this video isn't too super long, but I just want to give you like a walkthrough of my impressions of them. And I'm just going to I don't know, I'm just going to talk about it because I'm so excited that these exist, that I have this like little deck family now, and collection of these decks by Lennan Smith. Okay, so here we have our Fool. And I just I absolutely love all 3. But I love how Lennan has taken the Fool and has given it this, in the Wild Essence Thoth, it's this entryway to a cave. It also looks like it could be part of the cosmos. And then here we have this is like what I think of as in the abstract, like how I think of Thoth's Fool as in the ether, right? This is, the vibe. And that's what Lennan said about this deck, about abstract Thoth, is that it was a vibe, it was a felt experience when she found the particular abstract, I don't know what colors and designs or wherever she pulled this from. I have no idea where she got where the images came from, but they're designs, and it's like, anyway, so this is that like moment before, and this is that moment before in a way, but this is that moment before. I don't know, this deck feels like the way that I interpret the world behind my eyelids. And it just is like, it just makes so much sense to me. Okay, let's look at the Magus. This is just amazing. So this really, for me, pulls in the Wild Essence, it pulls in the true magic of the Magus. And this is just like the patterns here, I feel like I was telling Lennan this, that I feel like what she's done with the abstract Thoth is she's like, it's like a cross section. It's as if we've tipped the card up and we've sliced it, and now it's open and we're able to see like 3D inside. Does that make sense? But yeah, I love the Magus. But this is like that energy of the Magus, and this is like that essence inside. Like if you cut the Magus and he bled out, this is what his blood would look like. Is that the weirdest thing to say? But that's what it feels like to me. And here's the priestess. So we have a bit of an abstract image over here, but this is like a photo, and this feels like a design. I don't know. You can see sort of like this like strange kind of, not strange, like weird, but this like interesting strange evolution sort of the priestess, like how she came to be. It's like this is the Lennan was talking about this deck as it's like a Keter deck, and this is Malkuth, which makes like a lot of sense. Like this is the idea, or even the thing before it even becomes an idea. And then this is like, it's when it's reached its point, when it's like been actualized and manifested on our earth. Like we can touch this, but we can only imagine this. Does that make sense? This is definitely, big priestess vibes here. So beautiful. Okay, here we have our Empress. And I love this. Like, I'm getting goosebumps, you guys. I love this so much. But again, this feels like the blood of the Empress. Like if I were to, like all of the majors feel like these, kind of this almost deity-like archetypal figures. And if we were to like get the ooze from them, like the ooze that came from them, this is what it would be. But this is like their manifestation in our world, I love it so much, and I can't wait to start working with it. I have not yet used this deck. I've used these. Here's our Emperor. And again, this is like the Emperor's like DNA or something. And then this is the Emperor on Earth, like how we interact with Emperor energy, this land, so good. Lennan, you're good at this. And here's the Hierophant. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is absolutely like that cross section. Or even if you were to like, cut out like a little section. I feel like that's true for some of the minors too, but like if you were to cut out like a little section of this card, then this is what you would find, I don't want to pick it up because I don't want to give away what's underneath. This is what you would find inside of it, like if you cracked open the shell of the Hierophant and you put it under a microscope, like here's where it would be. And then again, like in the Wild Essence Thoth, this is like as humans, I feel like this is our vantage point of those cards. Does that make sense? Like this is like tapped into something else, just something beyond. Okay. The Lovers, my favorite card. I love what Lennan did in the Wild Essence Thoth with the Lovers and the art card, because you see, it's the so this is the marriage and the merging of these two, and it's this is the Hermit and the Emperor and the Empress in this card. And the bees, are so wonderful because they're bees on their robe, on the robe of the Empress. Anyway, and then they, their merger is like complete, and in the art card, and that's like an alchemical thing. Anyway, But here in the quintessential Thoth, you can see where, again, it's like, this is like the mixture, and this puts the hermit in there too, and it's like this whole fold, because you can see the pinks and the grays. It's like as if we're like somewhere here, like as if we took like a little cross section right here, or maybe here in between them, like right here where their hands are meeting or something. And this is what came out, you know, this is what is there. And I mean, talk about path working. I was telling Lennan this too. This is like so like the ability to path work into these cards, because it's like you can imagine yourself like on this microscopic level, you know, like in this card. It's so good. All right, look at this Chariot. That's just amazing. We have zoomed even further in, you know what I mean? Like we have gone from our vantage point, from our like human, like puny human brain way of seeing this, into like this even more quintessential, essential, like essence of the Chariot. And the swirl is so amazing there. Like, you guys, I know I'm over the top in my explanation of these, or like in my reaction, but I just can't help it. Like, I love it so much, and I just, you know, I love it. So, I mean, obviously the adjustment in the Wild Essence Thoth takes a departure, but you see the connection. Like, this could not be more perfect of a design to show us the, like, that abstract, to get behind the image in a very abstract way, to dig deeper, to get in there. I really like it. I mean, abstract art is not for everybody, you know, and some of you might prefer the OG, and some of you might really connect with the Wild Essence Thoth. It's very, you know, focused. It's very, very grounded in our world. But I also like to fly out of that, and I like to be somewhere completely just, you know, oozy and nebulous and abstract and giant and conceptual. And that's what I think is so cool about this, you know, the abstract Thoth. All right, I better start picking up the pace here. Here's our Hermit. So good. So this Hermit, the Wild Essence Thoth Hermit, really gives me all the Virgo vibes. Let me see, what's the Virgo card? What did she do for Virgo over here? Oh, look at that. Oh my God, would you look at that? So good. The Hermit, which is the Virgo card. This, yeah, it's like I don't know, it's like all of the focus, the central, like the real essence of the Hermit, like that he is like all of the things that the Hermit is, the guide, the teacher, the you know, he is ourselves, he is within, he is without. The Hermit is like one of my favorite cards. And I love thinking about the different sides of the Hermit, and like, I don't know, all the different ways you can go. And this really feels like it's zoomed in there. It's zoomed in there. Yeah, I love this because, you know, you see the wheat, and then you have the wheat field here, and it's just stunningly beautiful. Love, love, love everything about it. Okay, and so here we have our Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, so good. I believe this is a fractal. Lennan was talking about. I watched her video because I couldn't help myself, and I wanted to, you know, see her walkthrough of it, even though I had it already. I just loved it. Anyway, the Wheel of Fortune in the OG Thoth is not one of my favorite cards, but this you know, the design. I love the idea of the Wheel of Fortune card, though, very much. I love this idea with the drop of water. And I love this spiral, endless, fractal. It really works. It just really works. I do feel like it's almost as if we're spinning with the wheel here for sure. Like there's a sense of movement in this card as well. Oh my gosh. So the lust card. I love it so much. And it was so funny because I was watching Lennan's video talking about the lust card for the abstract Thoth, the quintessential Thoth. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, we're inside the cup. I just immediately was like, oh yeah, I get it. We're inside the cup. And then she was like, so I was working on it and I really was, putting us inside the cup. And I'm like, yeah, I got it immediately that we were inside the cup. And I just love that so much. I love that idea so much that we're inside the grail. We're inside the holy grail that the Whore of Babylon is holding. Like, come on, you guys. Does it get better? I don't think so. All right, so here we have the Hanged Man. And I absolutely love this version of the Hanged Man and the Wild Essence Thoth because I love to think about the Hanged Man as water and this idea of like the, I don't know, just the like sacrificial waters, drowning, all of that kind of stuff comes through here in the Wild Essence Thoth with the photo of the ocean waves, and from the like frothy, part of it to the deep waters. So that comes through. This is so cool. And it's different than some of the others because it's like this line, it's these line draw, like it's a drawing. And it does this one for certain. So what this feels like to me is this is what the Hanged Man is looking up at. That's what I feel like we're doing here. Like if we are in this otherworldly place kind of thing, and this like, this like idea world, this world before a world, this, I don't know what it is, like it's the ether, right? Or something. That if we're the Hanged Man and we're in this perspective and we're looking up, this is what we see. Is you guys like that? I don't know. That's what I thought. That's what it made me feel like. Okay. The Death card. Love it so. Do you guys see how cool these three decks look next to each other? Like, just take a moment and like, I mean, I guess you are taking a moment if you're here. But anyway, the Death card, probably my favorite Death card of all time, is the Thoth Tarot Death card. And Lennan twice blew my mind with this seascape, because this is what he's doing, and he's like this reaper, he's digging up this muck, and there's this whole thing about I can't think of the Thothy word that Crowley said. It's an alchemical thing. Oh, I can't think of the word. If I remember when I'm editing, I'll put it up on the screen, of the sludge and the muck, and it's coming up, and all, it's just the cycles of death. Like things have to decay, they have to die, and it's a rebirth, right? But this is the bottom. This is the bottom. But it's so beautiful at the bottom. It's so beautiful here at the bottom, and this is what this feels like. This definitely feels like these cross sections. Like this could be the ooze. This is that ooze. Like this is that like primordial kind of ooze. Love it. All right, I better keep going faster. I'm only in the majors and I can't shut my mouth. Okay, so here's the art card, and I love it so much. You see that this is, the bees came together to make the honeycomb, and then over here it's like oil and water, and like it's absolutely inside this cauldron. That's what this is. It's inside the cauldron. It is the alchemical mixture. It's whatever that liquid is here. Okay, I'm gonna start to move. Here's the devil. And I just like, this is, again, that like cross section. I feel like we're somewhere here in the devil card. Like we're somewhere here. And it's so, these both, like the devil being the devil, the devil being this spider's web, and you don't even see the spider. That's another thing. I've talked about this before, but this is just like essence of, I mean, and like, come on. That's what Crowley was going for here. We have the very obviously phallic symbol, and we have the very obviously, reference to what it, like Lennan said, if you know, you know. So that's what's going on here. And it's just good. She just did such a fabulous job conveying that. Okay, the tower. So good, so good. Love the tower as a lightning strike, the storm, but with the sun there, it's just beautiful. This is so good. Like, don't you feel like you're here, maybe here in the tower, right? So like you could be in this cross section, you could be in this cross section, you could be up here in this cross section. Man, you could even be inside the eye cross section. You could be down here in the mouth of hell. Like, this feels like that essence, right? That it's just that piece of the tower. Like, you are in it. And it is scary. It is scary. It's scary and also beautiful. Okay. The star. Just amazing. Amazing. This is a bit of abstract star, but you can sort of see, this feels more like one level more removed, right? Star, one of my favorite cards. It is stunning. You feel all the things. The colors are right. You're in this cup. It is this feels like it is that substance that that is being poured, and it's the stuff of the universe. It is who we are, that's what this really feels like. I'm like way too excited. Lennon's gonna be laughing at me when she watches this. Okay, here's the moon. Yeah, everything about the mystery, the cycles, this feels like we've sort of, okay, can I explain? Like, this feels more like we've turned this card this away, right? We've turned it this away, and now we've kind of sliced this way. That's what it feels like to me. That we've dug in that way inside the moon. Does that make sense, Lennan? Anyone? Okay, here we have the sun. And come on, I mean, there's nothing, this is just simple, understated, beautiful sun. And this feels, again, this feels like a cross section. We have like done some like slicing and then kind of pulling open, and inside, inside this, what do I even want to call it? This essence, right? Inside there, it's like as if we're like, I feel like a giant, we'd have to be like giants that would be doing this operation on these cards. And then inside, inside this archetype is this. Totally what it feels like. All right, finally, here's oh no, we've got two more. Sorry, I thought I was already there. So here we have the Aeon, which is layers upon layers upon layers of our past, our present, our future. It is so much, like that's why the sunset, or it's a sunrise, sunset, that's what I think of it. Like it's the beginning, the end, the overlap. It is that evolution of ourselves. And I feel, again, like this is that cross-section vantage point into those ideas. Oops, I'm getting messy over here. Okay, and here's the universe. And so, like, you know, this is our human way of looking at it, right? This is what it feels like. This is our human way of looking at it. Very realistic photo. And this is our, you know, OG. And this feels like we're right about here, like in one of these star pockets. That's where I feel like we've landed inside the universe card. So good. Okay, let's move on to the wand suit. Okay, so here, I'm gonna try to go faster, you guys, because I think I'm going like, this is gonna be like the longest video ever. So here's the wands. Yeah, we're on top. This is like the overview of this wand. That's where I feel like we are. And it's the root of the power of fire. Do you see how it's the root of the power of fire across all three of these? I feel it. Two of wands. Oh, so good. Dominion. So yeah, that's like this is like the man-made dominion concept. And this is like before there even was an idea of dominion. But it's two. It's the other. It's what happens when you have an idea, comes out. And then there's the other side to it right here. Ugh. Three of Wands. Virtue. She was talking about like the folds, and I really feel that in this card. It's I mean, have I even talked about color? My God, I guess I haven't, because I'm just having like the experience of looking at these. But the color, this certainly feels like we are kind of rolling in the folds of the color of virtue. For sure. Okay. Oh, yes. I remember thinking this when I saw Lennan talking about it. Is I had this idea because she said that with the 4, she purposefully made it darker up here, and I was thinking that this is, if you were to take this structure with these 4 wands and spin it, this is what you would get. Like, that's the essence behind it. That's the abstract nature of it. It would spin because, like, even though you are, you know, in the story of the wands, right? In the 4, you're at a place where it's called completion, but it's not, because it's a circle, right? And a circle is not complete. It's complete, but it keeps going. Like, you know, it keeps going, and that's the idea. And I think this is a really good, a good depiction of that. And here we have our strife card, which I really love, because I just did we were just in this decan for the 5 of Wands strife. And just that it's yellow, just the yellow, it makes a lot of sense to me. It's just that background yellow, and you can see these like sort of I don't know, they're like hair, not hair, but brush strokes, I guess is what that is. The lines, very fine lines, and that's just it's just really cool, an interesting way. And like, you know, and there's our wild essence, right? It's our man perspective, our human perspective. Here is the 6. I love this too. I love the earthy one, the earthy victory here with the plant coming through. And I was thinking about the diamonds a lot, because this is our current decan card. And this is also, you can see where we are. Like, if you are microscopically involved, I feel like we're behind this, and it's one of these tendrils of smoke. Like, so we're right here sitting behind this victorious plume on the microscopic level. So good. So here's Valor, the Seven of Wands. So good. Again, like we are in this card. And this is the, you know, the very, this is like one of the only people in this whole deck of the Wild Essence Thoth. And it's perfect. This is a great, great depiction. Again, it's a cross section. We are in it. Wow, how many times am I saying that? And swiftness for the Wild Essence Thoth. This might be my favorite. I talked about this a lot whenever I showed the Wild Essence Thoth, but like the sun and the moon and the battle between the sun and the moon. And then you have it here depicted in these like, essential, very, very abstract way, but it's there, you see? You can see it there. You can feel it there. Really feel it. So good. And here, oh, one of my favorite cards, probably what drew me, what like sealed the deal for me with this Wild Essence Thoth was this 10 of Wands, the oppression card. I've talked about it in depth. And this feels, oh God, this just feels like that I could cry. Oh my God, Lennan, I'm sorry. I could cry because it just feels like what this is. And there's obviously oppression, but there's a freedom from oppression. And you can really sense that here. So, okay, I'm gonna not cry because I'm such a sap. All right, and here finally we're in some court cards. So good. So with all the court cards in the Wild Essence Thoth, Lennan has an animal. It's so good. It just makes me so happy that they're there. And so there's the tiger. And then this is, oh, so good. I feel like we're in that swirl. Or this is like the essence of her movement all together. I love the princesses. All of the princesses are just like they're so empowering. All of the princesses in the Thoth cards, in the Thoth deck. I really lean into them for guidance, almost. I mean, not almost, always. Here's our prince. Do you see where we are? We're like here, and this feels like a piece of his cape, but it's like wrapped around, and we're just little tiny minuscule atoms floating about in this idea of the Prince of Wands. And here we have the lion. So good. Here's the leopard or cheetah. And here's, again, I feel like these are the robes. They feel, you know, this abstract piece, it feels very regal. It still feels very regal. Okay. Here's the knight. Wow. What am I looking at? Okay, I haven't spent a lot of time looking at this one. There's our horse that makes, you know, it's beautiful and the colors are right. Here, this is so cool. It's like the pattern on top of the pattern. That's so interesting because of the knight's, you know, fire. It's all fire, right? So like, but I like that you can see inside those patterns there. All right, cups. Whew. All right, that was a lot. Maybe I'll settle down a little bit in the cups. The Ace of Cups. We are in the cup again, or down here. We could be anywhere. We could be in one of these slices. We could be sliced over here. This for sure. Like, do you not see the root of the power of water? The aces are some of my favorite cards just because I love the idea of the root of the power of that suit. Makes me like get all excited. Obviously, you can hear the excitement in my voice. The Two of Cups. Oh, wow. Where are we? Floating? We're like under here looking up is what this feels like. Lennan, so good. And that's like the two. You can still see it. And these two colors. This is like this paint drips. Lennan, I get your brain, Lennan. Okay. Oh, look, we're in the pomegranates. And then we're on Earth. This is somewhere else for sure. Oh, so this is like we're inside. This is like we're inside these cups again. Yeah. Oh, but you can see this like merger, like coming together. That's what the the two feels like too. So it is watery. Like you feel the water, don't you? Do you? I feel it. Okay, 4 of Cups, luxury. Oh, I forgot to mention that Lennan has a version of the Wild Essence Thoth. Did I show you the backs of the Wild Essence Thoth that also says cups, and it has the Thoth title keyword. I chose just the keyword one because it seemed like too much text on there, just my personal preference. But she has a version, and I think she was talking about having a version of this where instead of the suit, she thought about doing different things, about not having anything on it at all, which I think would be really cool. But she also thought about putting the title there as well. So I'm not sure if she's going to make different versions of it. I like this one. I think this is good for me. Okay, so here we are, the 4 of Cups. Again, I feel like we've been submerged. Like in all of these Cups cards so far, in the abstract Thoth, we're submerged. We are in that water, and it is a different, like, variant of that water every single time. And it's showing us, you know, the movement through the story of the Cups. Again, yes, we are in this water, in the cups, in the water. It's starting to recede. The water is, you know, disappointment. I think of the Cranberries song. I'm not going to sing to you. I think of the Cranberries song, Disappointment, every time I see this card. The word disappointment, anyway. So good. Yeah, we're definitely in the water with the idea here. We're in the idea of the water. We're in the idea of water is where we are. I keep waving my hands all around. Sorry. So here we are in the 6 of Cups, pleasure. I love this so much in the Wild Essence Thoth. But do you see where we are? Have you, kind of swam in here and gotten your cross section? Ugh, it's so good. I just really I can just really go places with abstract art. Right. All right, so she did choose something that's abstract, but this definitely feels more like actual photographic mud. And then here we're like, this is like psychedelic psychedelic cross section. We're like in here, right in here, in this part, of the mud, of the debauch, that ooze. So good. Indolence. That's really good. Huh. This feels like a cave, some sort of cave. And this is, so one of the things I love the most about this Thoth 8 of Cups are the pockets of the holes where it feels like the water is starting to recede. And there are these mysterious portals that are opening up. I feel like this is where we are in this, are these portals of the 8, and we're being sucked through. We're moving through those. Okay, happiness. So she was talking about how this is an amethyst. Is that what it was? I'm not sure. I don't even know. I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter. Does that, Lennan? It matters, but it don't matter. So what I think is that the way I see this is the cups, we're tipped up. So we're looking at the underneath, and it's almost as if we sliced into where the cup meets the bottom of the cup. Or the cup, yeah. And it's so beautiful in there. Look at this happiness. Lovely. I do feel though we've been transported into something a little bit less watery here, which makes sense because we've reached the 9 now. So we're like, it's like like a culmination, right? We're reaching the like peak, right? And and now we've gone just like overboard, and that's what this is. We're overboard with the, you know, this is up here. This is, I love all the 10s because of the tree of life. And for sure, this is up here because this is Keter. This is where we are in Keter. It's so good. Okay. Court cards again. Oh, yeah. I love the turtles so much. Like, that just makes me super happy. But this is the folds. It's the folds of her dress. You guys, I'm such a sap. I swear to God. These things, like, just make me so happy that they exist. So good. Here we have the prince. It does feel like, now I really do feel like we're in another sort of, we're in the water again, but in a different way. And now we're like moving through, because there's a progression through the court cards for me as well as through the suit itself. And now we're kind of like building up. And here's the bird, the water bird. And I feel like this is this is the drip. It's like you're receiving it and giving it at the same time. Oh God, sorry. Okay, the queen. Look at that. Is that a heron? What kind of bird is that? It's got to be a heron. It's not a great blue, is it? Because this is an ibis. Is it? I should know my water birds better because we have lots of them here where I am. Okay, the queen. Look at this. So this is I can't talk, I'm too excited. This is a overview. It's the mirror, right? It's the mirror. It's the point where you can see. Lennan, I swear to God, I could cry. How cool this is. Here we have our crab. So good. And we're in the cup again. We're in the cup. Or we're here. She was talking about the peacock, but because the colors feel like the colors there, but it also feels like we're in the cup. This also feels again, like if I were to puncture this card and it were like alive, if I were to puncture it, stick a pin in it, this is what would come out. This is what would come out of it. This is it's blood. It's, you know, what is wrong with me? I'm such a weirdo. But I think you appreciate that if you're here. Ace of Swords. All right, so now we're, I had an emotional run through the cups. Now we're going to have a more mental kind of a place here in the swords, I think. So this is a very swooshy feeling card. It just feels like swoosh, and it feels like we're in this upward trajectory essence. Okay, the 2. Look at that. Yeah, we're here again. We're in the background. Now we're feeling, yeah, we're definitely feeling. I like, you can distinguish these 2 colors here too. That's important to me. That little black, that's interesting there too. Oh, okay. Oh man, the 3 of Swords. So I read the 3 of Swords ultimately, and this came from my Thoth study. I think that's where I put together the idea of the 3 of Swords. It's when you learn something that you didn't want to know, maybe, you can't unknow it anymore. And that, like, for me is like a whole existential crisis of knowing. And it's sort of like this, have I lost my light entirely? It's sort of this like place of sorrow, obviously, of what has any meaning. Now that I've put these things together and the third thing popped out and it's this knowing, what do I do with that? What does it all mean? And it's an existential crisis. The Three of Swords for me is an existential crisis card, not heartbreak. Although it is heartbreaking, but it's a mind thing. And that's perfect. It's like right in here. That's where that one is. We're in here. Okay. Four of Swords. Truth. Where are we? I think this is where the swords have come through and they've punctured, you know, and there's this light now. There's some light, there's playing with light for sure in here. Defeat. Oh, wow. This feels like fabric. It feels like fabric. It feels heavy. It feels very heavy. Yeah, for sure. That's what these, you know, this energy is giving off, this like heavy, yeah, for sure. All right, here's the Science card. Oh, wow, Lennan, that is neat. I like it. It's the Science card. That's really cool. I have to think about this one more because I have not landed yet on it. I've not landed on where I am and what it's making me think. I have to I'll definitely will have some more investigation. That's funny because it's the Science card. I'm going to research that card more. Okay, here we go. The Seven of Swords. Yep, the Staircase to Nowhere, the Futility card. This feels like it's just completely just blown out, you know, like overexposed, just zoomed in too much. It's like, oh, it's like too bright, or like, I don't know. Do you know like that feeling of when you rub your eyes in the morning when you wake up and you're just like, no, I don't wanna. That's what this feels like. Yeah, I'm having like a mental like idea places with the swords, of course. Interference. So we have these man-made structures. I like that she puts in the sword cards. This is my birth decan card. And for certain, this is the cross section of this, what's behind here. Like from the vantage point of the swords, almost. It's very, it's that sound. It's that interference sound. I'm such a weirdo. Wow. Oh, the nine of swords. Okay. That's like the eye of the storm. And I absolutely love the dripping, you know, the dripping poisonous swords, the cruelty. That is interesting because this is so, again, all of these are that, I guess that's like kind of a movement that Lennan must see. Like Lennan must feel some sort of like, very perfect kind of design in cruelty. Like it's a very well thought out manipulation, and so it's very perfectly designed, is what those fears are that we have, and that anxiety, and that, I mean, that cruelty that we have, maybe manipulate others with, or even our own. Like I often think of the cruelty card as our cruelty to ourselves. Okay, I gotta stop. Like talking so much it's gonna be so long. Okay, Ten of Swords. Yes. Ten of Swords. I remember when I was first studying the Ten of Swords, like I couldn't count 10 swords, and then I was reading that the 10th sword is all broken in the middle, and this is the place where it's broken. But it could be here, it could be here, it could be visiting any one of these like little cross-section areas and ruin. It's broken. It's broken. Yeah. Oh, court cards again. I love the court cards in the Thoth so much. Look at her, the bird. So good. Okay. This is my Xena Warrior Princess card. I always think of her that way, and she forever lives that way for me. And this is her momentum. I feel like this is an overview again of what's here on top of her throne, what she's getting, it's her liftoff juice. Does it sound gross? Do I sound gross talking about all this stuff? But that's what this is. Like, if she were a car or some sort of vehicle, like this is the substance that makes her go. Okay, oops, Prince. Okay, interesting. This is a color departure, I think we have here, because we've got black and white. So that's an interesting choice. Huh. It's very segmented everywhere, and it's very, very, because that's like those spirographs. I think that's what Lennan was saying, that's what this looks like. And I feel like you can see it here, like in the natural world, how this happens. And then this is I don't know, I feel like maybe this has like chopped into this card more than this one. What do you think? I feel like this is more of the cross section of the wild essence than this one. Interesting, right? Okay, here we have our queen. Love our Queen of Swords so much. This is okay. Stick with me, because I thought this when I was watching Lennan talk about her own card, and I got into my brain so much I don't even remember what Lennan said. This is like a fae version of the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is if the Queen of Swords were a being that is not human or animal. It is like a sprite or a fairy or a deity of some kind. Like this is like makes me think of the Brian Froud's fairies deck, and this is who she is, and she is intense. I like the light that comes in here too with these air cards. It's interesting, her playing with light. Okay, and here we have the Knight of Swords. Oh, again, there's like something going on here with the light. It's like zip, 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 zip. I feel the zip, zip. I also feel, again, like this is like some sort of, it's got some sort of like creature, non-human creature essence ooze, blood kind of, I don't know, time travel thing happening. What's going on? Okay. I'm just like, honestly, it's just sort of like words are just coming out of my mouth. Oh, okay. Whew. All right. So that was the swords. I need a minute because now we're going into the discs. I'm like looking up. You can't see, but I'm like looking up, not looking down at the cards. You're looking at them. Okay. Here we go. Discs. We're almost done. And this has been so much fun. I can't even tell you. All right. Discs. Ace of discs. The root of the powers of the earth. Ace of discs. I love these plants because they're the kind that you crack open the seeds inside. Little seedies. We used to have some, I'm not sure what kind of tree that is, but we used to have those like pods. And then we'd open them and the seeds were inside. And this is, this card in the OG always felt like a cross section. And so now this like green, it's just really good. Like, do you see this, guys? It's just really the, it's like already calming me down from the source. Oh, okay. I love the Two of Discs, the change card. This almost always feels like a baby Wheel of Fortune card to me, with the yin and the yang, and the Ouroboros, and this is inside some sort of cave, which I've been, not like spelunking, but I've been to like caverns before, and it's, this is that, it feels like the travel of it, like the traversing of that idea of the two, for sure. Okay, this is slowing me down. This discs works. Oh, the 3 of discs. So good. Look at that. Would you look at that? Yeah, again, this is very sandy feeling across the board. And we're back behind. We're like underneath. We've like dug in. This is digging, 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 and we're here. We're here under all that work. You guys, it's like I'm like writing some sort of weird like poem as we go through. The 4 of discs, one of my favorites. I love this castle. I imagine myself here and walking through here. That's why I love this so much. Where are we here? Are we in the ripples? I'm gonna have to take some more time to think about like where have I landed. I'll probably do some path working with this. Where we landed, it feels like I'm going like this because it feels like we're somewhere under. This feels under, like digging. That's what I guess earthy, right? So that's the feeling I'm getting, is that we're like digging somewhere. Okay, 5 of discs. Okay, so now we've made it underneath and we're in some sort of like oily substance now. This feels like the substance of like what makes clocks work, which is what I always think of with the 5 of discs here. These are like clock mechanisms, and this feels like the inside of a clock mechanism. There's our tower. Okay. 6 of discs. Oh, so cool. This is beautiful color across the way. So interesting. This feels like this one feels like this has been flipped over and we're like shining some sort of light in it to see the Rosicrucian cross. That's what it feels like. Very, very abstract. Success is the 6 of discs. Failure. Oh, trying so hard to like, it's like they were these feel like creatures. They're like trying so hard to meet in the middle and they couldn't, and then it just started evaporating. Where are we? This is like the inside of a leaf, like on the microscopic level. Interesting. Okay, 8. Oh, this is so good. Lennan. Sorry. Just keep saying Lennan. This is so good. I love it. This is so beautiful. Look at how that's just perfect. The order, the like segmentation, the color, the beauty, the you know, just the intention, prudence, the intention here feels very palpable. 9 of discs is not my favorite in the Thoth tarot. So I sort of love these two better, but we are, I feel like we've opened something again, like something has been opened up to us, you know, gain. And it's, there's an opportunity here again. I'm doing like a reading now suddenly, sorry. And now we are in the 10. There's a very beautiful thing about the 10 of discs, but there's also like a weight of it, a heaviness to it. And I feel that in these plants. I feel like the bulk of them. Does that make sense? And that's what this feels like too. There's a bulkiness here. And like, this is, have you ever, you know, like if probably not in a long time had the weight of like a bunch of coins or a bag of coins or a coin purse in your hands, like the weight of that, but like it's a clinky clunky, like moving kind of, I'm my hands are just taking over. It's like a clinky clunky feeling. This feels like that. It's hard to explain what it feels like, but it feels like that. And it feels like, and if you like popped that bag at the bottom and there was something that was going to come out, that's a substance, that's what this would be. It's the 10 of discs. Almost done. We're at the court cards of the discs. Okay, here we go. Princess of Discs. She had something different here, and I remember talking to her about it, about the this definitely feels, again, with the quartz, that we are, oh my God, I love that sheep. I love its little face. Okay, sorry. I had to stop with the sheep. That we are in the robes of this like deity. Why am I calling them deities now? I don't know why, but that's what it feels like. Or here. We're like, it just, yeah, that's so cool. Here's the prince. Yeah, we're somewhere back here with the prince. Or in his globe. Yeah. That's so cool. This prince is naked and does not have robes. Queen. Oh, I really, really like this because something that I think about the Queen of Discs a lot is, oh, sorry, I had to look at the goat. Eek. Okay. Is her, where she's looking, like what she's become, and this like lushness of where she's seated and what she has, where she is now versus like this like arid landscape behind her. And that this has these two, obviously, like there's this separation of those two things that I think is really, really cool about the Queen. Okay, and here we have finally one of the most beautiful cards. The quartz in the disc suit are like except for the prince, are like my favorite, probably artistically drawn in the original. Okay, here we have the knight, and we have our stag, and we have, what is this? Are these the rings? This is like that ring of light. The ring of, well, it's almost as if like the energy that's coming off of him is here in this card. It's that, those spirals, and they're coming around. It's like, it's almost like caramel. It feels like if it was a cross section of some sort of like heated, sugar. Yeah, caramel. It's very, very deep and sweet, but also, yeah, feels very much of the earth. That's it, you guys. Let me just turn these over so you can see the backs, and we'll say our goodbye. Quintessential Thoth and the Wild Essence Thoth are available. I think the Quintessential Thoth is available. I think, did she say that? Well, either way, I'm going to link you to Lennan's Make Playing Cards studio and her channel and everything. It was so much fun to do. And I'm just absolutely in love with where these two decks make my mind go with the Thoth that I've learned and been working with now for a year or two. I absolutely love it. I thank Lennan for sending me her deck. And I thank all of you for hanging out with me and sticking with me through this. Please go check out Lennan's channel. Also, Lennan is doing, yeah, definitely go check out Lennan's walkthrough and read the description box, because I think she's doing a giveaway of the Quintessential Thoth. So go over there, check that out. Again, thank you for sticking around with me. I had a wonderful time doing this, and I hope that you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.